Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to the RedVsRed Manchester United fan channel. I'm TheSaffronMan, and today we're going to be talking about a couple of topics that are in the news for Manchester United, as well as go through the prediction and a predicted lineup for FC Twente tomorrow. We're at home for this game, so I'm looking forward to this one. It should be a bit of a cracker, but yeah, there's a couple of things been going on, so let's get talking about it really. If you do enjoy the content, please hit a follow, subscribe on Rumble and on YouTube. If we get to 100, we're going to start creating a Discord community for everyone. But yeah, we've got some varied content on this channel. Go and check it out. Hope you enjoy it. But let's start talking with some of the news, shall we? And one of the things I want to talk about is Luke Shaw. I did a video a little while ago saying his future is in doubt. I know it was bad, but I'm going with it. But it's gone from bad to worse. So his first week back in training today, or this week, and now he's got a calf strain that's going to keep him out until the internationals, after the internationals in October. He hasn't played for us since February. Everyone knows this. But we all knew that taking him on the internationals was a risk, right? And we all knew that he was going to come back injured. And it's happened. And now it's turning into a disaster. It really is. The fact that he's had more minutes for England than he has for us in 12 months sort of stuff, or nearly, probably going to be, because he might get injured again. Who's to say he won't come back from injury second week into training, and then he gets another, This might be his fault. Yeah, I've watched the Phil Jones interview on the High Performance podcast. Very informative. Mate, Phil Jones carries himself so well. What a human being he seems to be. And the fact that he got so much stick, from myself included, but we didn't get that kind of insight that we got from the High Performance podcast, right? So that was very insightful. And what can you do? The lengths that Phil Jones went to even get the games that he did was kind of crazy. But Luke Shaw has made the decision to go on international. I mean, it's very hard to say no. But when you haven't played with your club and we're in a sticky period, it's really tough for Luke Shaw now. He's in a tough position. He may well get replaced in January. If we can get him fit and playing from now to when he gets back until January, I'm pretty sure we'll sell him. We could probably get 20 to 30. I mean, he's one of the best left backs on the planet when he's fit. Oh gosh, we should be able to get 20 to 30 for him and reinvest. Taro Malacia is coming back. Diogo Dalot, Mazraoui can both play there if and when needed, but we need a designated left back. And yeah, I'm just really annoyed about the whole Luke Shaw thing now. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. At us on X or Twitter, whatever you still call it. But yeah, let's move on to the next one because Luke Shaw's winding me up. So the next topic I want to talk about is also the new stadium. Plans are rumbling on now. This isn't just a new stadium plan. Yes, they want the Wembley of the North kind of experience, but there's so much more going on to this. They're revamping Manchester as a city by this project, by the surrounding areas. Not only is there going to be a state-of-the-art, or as planned, a state-of-the-art stadium, but they want the match day experience where you can go there for the day and have a little bit of everything. Gaming centres and shopping centres and restaurants and musics. And there's so much that they have planned there. I think one of the things that they mentioned they have for the players and the club staff to have a match day kind of experience, a 3D experience where they can go to this kind of event. All the staff, the physios that aren't there for an away match, all the players or the youngsters can all meet in this hall and have this kind of projection of the match as if they were there themselves. That would be so amazing for the youngsters and stuff. But yeah, it's not just a stadium. They're literally renovating the whole area, and it's very exciting. And they need to try and keep the pace going, because projects like this take a long time. So Jim Ratcliffe doesn't have a long time. He kind of wants to get this done as soon as he can, but you need to do this right. You get one crack at this. And I've seen a couple of the images of the models. I'm sure it's going to be looking a lot better than a jelly donut, but I'm so excited about this whole project, and I think every Manchester United fan should be too. Just to upgrade we're not just upgrading our team, we're upgrading Manchester United as a whole, as a community. It's gonna be amazing. So to create a safe 24/7 kind of experience around the Manchester United Old Trafford or New Trafford, that's gonna be chef's kiss. So yeah, looking forward to more details. There's details of that coming out each and every week, and it's good to see. So they're obviously keeping up the pace. But yeah, we've got months and months of this, so let's keep the good times rolling with that information. Before we get onto the prediction and the lineup for FC Twente, I kind of want to just go over one last thing as well. Like Erik ten Hag has come out with a couple of quotes saying that he wants a killer instinct from United forwards, and that's exactly what me and Sporadiclese have been saying for the past 3-4 weeks. Like, we want to see that in Xerxes. Xerxes is doing amazingly well, but he's only got one goal to show for all of his efforts so far. We want, and when he's running, he's a big guy. He's an intimidating guy when he's coming at you. We want to see a bit of that tenacity coming through, right? And Ten Hag's literally saying the same thing. So I want a killer instinct out of my forwards. And that's not just Xerxes. That's obviously Højlund, who's obviously got that. I believe Højlund's got that. Højlund has that mentality. And Rashford has had that mentality. Bruno's definitely kind of needs to step up his game, because he's basically had a couple of weeks off in terms of his usual 7 or 8 out of 10 performances, where he's maybe had a 6, maybe even a 5 over the last couple of weeks. So yeah, he needs to kind of step up. So we'll see what happens, right? But Garnacho maybe a little bit lackadaisical, like with hitting the bar a couple of times. Definitely should have got an opportunity converted against Palace. Diallo, again, I agree with Ten Hag, and he agrees with us. We need that tenacity and that killer instinct in our forwards. We need to put the teams more than just Barnsley to the sword with 5+ goals if we're dominating. We can't keep dominating teams like Palace and not scoring. We could have had 4 or 5 in that first half alone. We didn't. Our bubble burst. We lost our confidence. We had a few more chances, but it just didn't work. Killer instinct, 100% Erik ten Hag. That's what we want to see. And RedVsRed will assist in that as well. He'll assist in that. So RedVsRed will help instill that killer instinct in them. If they don't instill that killer instinct, I'm sure a couple of them probably won't be here in the coming years. So we will see, right? We want to try and make that happen. But okay, enough is enough. Let me get onto my predicted lineup. So yeah, if you guys want to build your own lineup, go to lineupbuilder.co.uk. I found this site today. I think it's pretty useful. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to start with the goalkeeper, and obviously we're going to want Onana in there. Now, Bayern Deer, he's had a cup game or two, but this is big for Onana now. Like last year, and the year before, he hasn't had the best of times in Europe, okay? And yes, he's had a good double save and a good performance against Palace and against a couple of other teams. It was horrid against Liverpool. His position was all out of whack. But look, he's built some confidence now. He needs to keep that going, because if he crumbles like he did, before in Europe, I think that could be the end. Like, we need to rely on our number one in goal. There needs to be trust and responsibility that you're gonna. Now, not all of those mistakes were his in Europe, but got a fair few of them were. Like, he was just staying on his line for the free kicks, if you remember, and he was just trying to react. It was weird. It was strange, and we lost because of it. So we need to try and keep his momentum going. I think he's a great temperament, a great person. but we need to learn to trust in Onana and try and make that happen. Okay, so all right, so there's my my goalkeeper. Now this is, I think Erik ten Hag has been talking a lot about squad rotation of late. And I think for the rest of my predicted lineup, I kind of tend to agree with him to a certain extent. I think he's trying to do that. Maybe not each and every match like a brand new 11 sort of thing, but every now and then just a player drops out and just keeps one or two players circulating all the time, giving people chances, keeping people hungry, keeping them motivated, right? So that's probably going to be more explained as the midfield and the forwards are revealed. But I'm just going to stay with this kind of back four. One, because we don't have too many other options, especially in the wide areas at the moment. I would love to see Harry Amas getting a few minutes, but I don't think the Europa League is going to be where he's going to get some minutes right now. Maybe in the latter stages. Maybe if we win all of our games or we've got a spare game or two to do well. I don't know. I think it's the league now, isn't it? It's not the group stage anymore. So every point counts, right? So yeah, I think this is our best back four at the moment. So I think he's going to try and keep the solidarity. I was thinking of swapping out Martinez for Maguire or Lindelof. It depends, but it's a European game. Every point does count. And the reason why I suggested dropping Martinez is because of that two-footed tackle. Maybe it's a sign that he's not thinking right. And if you're not thinking right, maybe it's a sign of fatigue or you're a little bit tired. So maybe just have a match out or match off, but then I was like, no, our best two centre-backs right now are De Ligt and Martinez. So let's try and give them the best opportunity to learn playing together in the best high-performing matches that we've got available, and that's in Europe for us this season, in the Europa League for us this season. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to go and stick with Mazraoui's been solid since coming on in. He's trustworthy already, so you're going to demand and receive a good performance from him. So absolutely going to be at right back. Delot, even though Mazraoui can play on the left also, I think Delot has just been there of late, so if he's more used to it, no problem. I wouldn't be surprised if they would be swapping around or anything, and Delot would be on the right, Mazraoui on the left. It depends how Ten Hag wants to set up tactically against the FC Twente right and left wingers. So, yeah, well, I think they could be inverted 100%. So let's kind of go from that. But that's my defense. Let me know what you guys think as well. Do you think I'm right? Do you think it's going to change anything? We'll see. So on to the midfield. And this is where we go into the rotation a little bit. We've seen Eriksen come on in for a couple of games. We've seen Ugarte come on in patches. But Kobbie Mainoo's been the mainstay. I think Casemiro needs a redemption opportunity because Liverpool's shocking, right? So I would suggest just give Kobbie a break, Give him a little breather. He's played every game available to him. Let him come on for the final half an hour and change the game and just and beat people 20 minutes or something. Kind of like Garnacho does usually, when just the impact sub. Let Kobbie Mainoo be that. Let the older generation in Casemiro kind of show the way a little bit. Let's get 2 or 3 goals up or something, and then 20 minutes to go, Kobbie comes on, settles everything, even charges forward a few he can play with a relaxed demeanour. Right? So I don't want Kobbie Mainoo to be worked up all the time. He needs a time to just reset, be himself again, and be that fluid kind of midfielder that we know and love with those fun passes and just, let him have that energy. So Ugarte is ready to go. He needs a chance to prove himself. On paper, these two players are fantastic midfielders, and if they can work together, I think that could be a kind of a solid barrier in front of our back four. And it gives people a break. It gives people a breather. Eriksen can come on if needed. Kobbie Mainoo can come on if needed. But I think this is a really good midfield against, at home, against a professional FC Twente. If we get overrun in this midfield, then obviously we can make changes. Toby Cordio could come on as well to make things happen. But on paper, this pairing should be very well equipped to take on FC Twente. And they both need minutes. They both need redemption. Oh, well, not quite redemption for Ugarte, but you get what I mean. Let me know what you think down below. Let's move on to some of the attacking midfielders that I've got here. Now, we're keeping a mind on what Erik ten Hag said a few days ago, a week or so ago, that he left Rashford out against Palace because of the rotation. We're bringing Eriksen in because he needs minutes. We're rotating wherever we can at the start of the season to keep people fresh and because we know how many injuries we had last season, and it's on their mind. We've had a lot of injuries this season, so they're literally been told to let's just keep people chugging along and let's reset a little bit and just don't take as many risks. Let's rotate people. So that's great. Marcus Rashford should be a little bit fresh. He only played half an hour or so. Wasn't a great half an hour against Palace, but I think he should be starting this game. He does have 3 goals in 2 games. So I would, let's try and make this happen with Rashford. Just try and keep the momentum going. It is at home against not an amazing opposition, but one to be wary of. So let's give him if he attacks that FC Twente right back, or we should be in for a good game. So absolutely Rashford. But then Diallo's played a lot recently as well, and Garnacho does need minutes, and Garnacho is the only one who can play both left and right wing effectively. Diallo prefers the right wing, Rashford prefers the left wing, Garnacho can go either or, right? And because we rested Rashford against Palace the other day, I think it's now Amad Diallo's turn to have a breather, right? So bring on Garnacho, he still gets his start, Rashford still gets his start, Diallo gets a break, he has to accept it because everyone has been getting breaks, even Rashford got a break last week. And I think it makes sense. And with Bruno slotting in, Bruno is a El Capitan that needs to step up. He's had a couple of, iffy games, to say the least. It's not quite clicked for him yet. He's a maestro. He creates everything for us, but it just hasn't worked. So another opportunity for him to just put the doubters to shame. I don't have any doubts of him whatsoever. But it is evident to see that the last couple of games hasn't quite been 100% for him, right? So whatever we can do to get 100% out of Bruno in this game is going to be fantastic. And if you've got Rashford and Alejandro Garnacho either side of Bruno Fernandes, there's going to be options either side whenever he gets the ball. It should 100% be a fantastic game for everyone involved. And I think this 3 in the midfield there is exciting. I know Diallo is very exciting, but his form hasn't quite been in the last couple of games. And look, we're focusing on rotation and trying to keep our players fit. This is definitely a way to go to do that. And speaking of keeping players fit, we've got Rasmus Højlund there back in the starting lineup. Now, the only reason why I'm starting him here is because Xerxes has played a lot, not got a lot of goals, and Højlund came back against Palace. Now, if things don't work out, we could change our formation a little bit towards the end of the game to have both Xerxes and Højlund on, right? Because Xerxes does link up a lot of play and creates a lot of chances, and Højlund needs chances created for him because he doesn't really have that happen. So I could see a variation of this formation where Bruno slots back to where Ugarte plays, and then we have Xerxes where Bruno is, and or Casemiro or vice versa, and Xerxes is sitting in that 10 role and creating chances for everyone around him. And Bruno's a bit more of that long creator with those long balls, long swerving balls that he's got. To go to the big man into Xerxes, who sets up Højlund and creates chances. So I can see variations of this, but I think Højlund deserves minutes. Mate, pre-season, he just looks an animal. He is just a physical beast, and if he can get scoring goals, there's going to be no stopping him. I just have so much faith and belief in Rasmus's attitude, his mentality, his temperament, the will this kid has got. Like, he wants it so bad, and if he can get 20 to 30 goals, he can be an absolute inspiration to so many. He can be a Premier League powerhouse. He could be our star player, our star striker. He could be running at defenders for the next 10 years, and oh my god, like, I see this much potential in Rasmus Højlund, and we just need to find a way to unlock it. We need to find a way to give this kid the ball. And, oh, God, I believe in this guy so much. I think it's fantastic. So, yeah, let's try and make that happen. Let me know what you guys think down below. So, my prediction for SA20, I think we're going to win well. I'm not sure on how the subs are going to go. It depends on the rest of the match. But I think we're going to win well. We're at home. We want to put down a good footing. Erik ten Hag is a fan and a supporter and a watcher of FC20, so he should know all about them, okay? And we have some squad depth, and we have players that are really chomping at the bit, wanting to do well. So, yeah, I think we're going to win well. Marcus Rashford should be chomping. So, yeah, the only question to me is, are we going to concede? And that's my question. So, I think it's either going to be 3-1 or 4-0. I definitely think there's going to be 4 goals in the game. But I think it's going to be... Let's go 4-0. Let's stick to positivity. I think 4-0, purely because we are that much of a stronger squad. We have that much of a stronger team. We have squad depth options. We are at home. And, God, if we start the way we did against Palace and we actually get a couple of goals in that first half an hour, it could be a cricket score. Like, yeah, it's what we do with the momentum. So let's build up the momentum. Let's make the breakthrough. And Højlund hat-trick. Højlund hat-trick. Let me know what you guys think down below. But, yeah, 4-0 Manchester United against SA20. Probably too positive, but I just believe, like, it's a European night. There's always magic in the air, and we're at home. And, yeah, I can just see so many good things happening for us against this match. So, yeah, make sure you tune in, 8 p.m. UK time for FC20 versus Manchester United. And you'll see Sporadiclese on Friday. And you'll see us back with the RedVsRed main podcast on Saturday or Sunday. Make sure you just hit the notification bell to get notified when we post a video. And, yeah, 100 follows and we create a Discord. So, thank you very much for listening and for watching. And I'll catch you guys next time. Till then, peace.